Got a missile command here that we are shipping overseas, and we've actually converted this to another voltage. I'm going to show you that in a second, but we've got red T molding. This is the original metal control panel that just needed touch-up. This is not a new reproductive piece of art, but the original metal control panel. We've got it all cleaned up. We just needed a little bit of touch-up. We have also, look behind here, see where it says Player 1 High Score and Player 2. That's the original clear plexiglass that was silk screened in the plexi behind this. We did put a new blackout piece in, but that one was still in nice shape. Look at how beautiful that picture is. The customer wanted us to set this up for $10,000, which we have it set up for now. We are actually currently have it at 5 cities. You'll see here when you put it in the test, it tells you how many cities. We're going to make it 6 cities. That's just a matter of flipping the switch on the board. But it's really nice that they put that right up on the screen. See, this also shows your test for the trackball. It moves around like that. The game was featured in Terminator, if you guys remember. Now we have the setting on big trackball. See how the trackball, you have to really push it to get to the other side. It's moving perfectly because we have brand new rollers and new bearings in there. The trackball is playing just like it was when it was brand new. But did you know you could flip a switch on the logic board so the game computer will think you have the smaller trackball, and it makes it a little easier to play with this big trackball. So you can whip it around on the screen. Also, you may not be aware of this, but you can only have 8 shots on the screen at once. So in other words, you can only launch up to 8 missiles. One has to explode before you can relaunch a new one. Some people used to say, oh, I still got shots, but I ran out of firing. So you can only have 8 up there on the screen. I never could play this, but what a great game. You know what else this game was the first? It was the first video game to be 50 cents to play it. Came set from the factory at 50 cents to play it. Take a look at the sides here. We had it at 50 cents, but it didn't stay 50 cents for long. This is the original side art. It is not a new reproduced decal. The original side art needed a little bit of orange and red touch-up. It's in great shape. Look in the bottom, a new capacitor, courtesy of Bob Roberts, and we rebuilt the power supply with all new capacitors. This is the newer circuit board that has fewer EEPROMs. Look back here. It's a 6 EEPROM system. Do you see them? The older boards had a whole row of them. A whole. Am I in your way? I'm always in the way.
Your parents weren't glass makers.
So this is a newer board. Which, of course, less EEPROMs, less sockets. The G07 has all new capacitors. We also changed the one resistor in there that gets red hot, burns up. We put a new one in there, a new flyback transformer. Do you know how many flybacks I've purchased over the years? Almost 1,400 G07 flybacks I have bought brand new. That's a lot. Now, the other side, yeah, see, this is our conversion box for overseas. We have it set for 220 volts. We have it in our 220 volt plug. Back here, Frank, can you see this here? See these plugs? That's for overseas. Oh, look at that. Those plugs allow you to convert it from any voltage around the world. We have it plugged in for 220. But it's really nice. You have the option of making it 110 or 120, 200, 220, and 240 just by moving those plugs. So we have it now set. All our customer will have to do is to cut the USA plug off and put on his own plug on the end. Let's see. Does this tell us anything? Serial number 12029. Well, it's possibly safe to assume that this is the 2029 unit off the assembly line. They did make a bunch of these. They also made this in a cockpit, this big thing you stepped into, and that had the large 25-inch screen, the old Geo8. Was it Geo8? Okay, or Geo 6. Gosh, the numbers go right out of my head. I'm so used to Geo 7. That one was hard to get the colors lined up. I do remember that was trouble. But there's also a little cabaret that's wood grain sides for Missile Command. It takes that little trackball. And then the cocktail takes the little trackball too. That's when you flip that switch on the board. So that's an option. If you have a full-size upright, you could flip that switch and switch it so the trackball moves faster. It feels like it's moving faster, but you can whip across the screen at a much faster pace than you can here. And that's in the manual. You can find that in the manual. Good. Well, oh, and Frank, you know what? Come over and show this one. Pretty nice, huh? Pretty nice. No reproduction side art here. Unneeded. Yeah, you know, a lot of people painted these black. They put a joystick in the center, piece of plastic covered up the hole. They made it into a Russian attack or a Yar Kung Fu. I did it too. We all did it. Because there was a time when Missile Command was only making $1 a week. But that's all changed. It's come into its own. And now people want this in the original state in their own home. And even this one's going to Italy. Or as they say in the Annie Warbucks show, Italy. Anyway, off it goes. We're shipping it out tomorrow.
We're in the yellow pages under amusements.
Living is good, isn't it, folks? That's all for now. Good night.